Yep, ducks. All right. Just waiting on one more, and we should be good to go. Yeah, there was 4 lanes shut down and nothing moving for 25 minutes.
I don't think I've ever had a good experience driving in Atlanta.
Yeah, I mean, that's kind of the the status quo, but is this the live feed or is this just what we're seeing? Can't tell if this is the live feed. There we go. Looking at them. That's the live feed. Perfect. Great.
Okay.
Well, now I just ask myself, hi, people.
Hello.
Look at wonderful Omega, Vendetta. I'm Dux, obviously, and here with Luna Dachi, wonderful caster from South Carolina. How you doing, man?
I'm doing great. Finally glad to be on. Finally glad to get this set started.
Well, yeah, if it wasn't for the mercy of traffic, but you know, this is kind of a Georgia staple. We see a lot of Ken Joker matchups, mainly because these two are commonly in the winner's half of the bracket, but I don't know how this game has evolved since, you know, Omega has leveled up as well as Vendetta. Traditionally, it's been very stalematey, where Vendetta just kind of does what he does, where you're using your safer aerials to keep Omega out, but the second Omega gets in, you explode.
And I mean, we're already starting to see it. Omega got his hit in and had him at the ledge for a while, but a nice back and forth from both of them. Not a huge lead on one part, but Arsene being out can change that really quickly.
Yeah, and I think part of this is also going to be seeing how Vendetta is at least able to not only mitigate Arsene, but basically beat the advantage out of Omega. We see a lot of these just chip away down tilts, but almost dying off that up air. And that's probably going to be one of the other factors of this game is how does Vendetta get to the ground, and can he keep mixing it up against Omega, whether it's air dodging or, okay, well, there's a Shoryu. Yeah. Just immediately dead to the Shoryu, and now Omega, I don't know, do you think at these types of percents you start getting a little bit worried as Omega? You have Ken with this much rage?
I mean, obviously, like you said, it is Ken with rage, and Base Joker can struggle sometimes to find those kills, but and all of this right now is extra credit too, and Ken, one good proximity jab, one good light up tilt, and that's a lot of damage coming in. And there he is, he's looking for it.
Ooh, good use of the focus into the down here. Eventually gone, but 67% Arsene on the board. I almost wish Vendetta just sat on the platform and just kind of rode out that advantage. I know you want to get down, get the invincibility, but burning that meter against Arsene is a huge win for Vendetta, and that almost secures the stock.
Another way to get rid of Arsene is just dealing a lot of damage. That's the way I think Vendetta wants to take it.
Just beat the advantage out of him. But I do like how Omega's playing this. He has really great aerial control so far. It feels like any time Vendetta has gotten into the air, it's just you're stuck in a blender for so long. And holy crap, that kick almost killed. Well, it did kill, but I can't believe that it had the firepower to do so, especially at 110.
It looked like it might have been bad DIing for the Shoryu. Caught him DIing out.
Yeah, and missing the drag down, confirm one of Omega's staples. It's unfortunate to see that go away, but now if you're in Omega's frame of mind right now, do you at least start thinking about how do you just start abusing Ken from this position, like keeping him off it just like that?
Perfect example.
Now it's just a matter of keep away. Just hold on to that Arsene advantage, chip away little by little, and don't get clocked by one of those light up tilts to follow into Shoryu.
And about one more neutral interaction from Vendetta, we're going to start getting into kill percent here. Those light up tilts, these down tilts, they're going to start killing now. And a lot of percent to make up with no Arsene especially. But Vendetta's playing it well, or Omega is playing it well.
Yeah, playing it very well, especially when you have two of the best Kens in your region. You're definitely more familiar with this matchup. I like how Omega's kind of fading in and out with the gun pressure, trying to find one of those nairs to at least get some type of advantage, but now you have to start respecting at least the reversals from Ken. This pressure from Vendetta is absolutely astronomical, and that will seal the set for Vendetta.
Yeah, no input needed on that one. You're going to kill even at 119, which I'm kind of surprised about, that non-input Shoryu just killed like that.
I mean, It's such a powerful finisher, especially on the side of Ken. I think right now Omega's just trying to at least find his footing. Where are you at least looking to take Ken on a counter pick?
Oh, this has certainly been a stage list from what I've seen, but I'm getting the vibe they're running it back. Yeah.
Yeah, run it back. I mean, that's kind of the Georgia special. Just you'll see the finger twirl, and that means we're going right back to PS2. I think one adaptation we're going to see from Vendetta is probably maybe a little more commitment to Hado camping if you see Omega going for some of these gun pokes and just really great stonewall pressure from Omega, and 60% relatively unanswered.
Yeah, I mean, we're starting to see, like I said, the back and forth that we're seeing is Omega will get his hits, get him to 60. Vendetta will get his, get to 60. And getting the first stock here is probably going to be pretty monumental.
It's definitely going to be the catalyst for either side. That is one thing Vendetta cannot do. You cannot overcommit on any kill shots, especially when Arsene is on the field.
Yeah, like right there, dying much earlier than I'm sure he wanted to. And I mean, now he has to make this up. He has to play through Arsene for about another 10 seconds, and 69 damage off of just this is a lot.
You know, I've been playing a lot of Street Fighter recently, and now I can't hear anything but Jinrai every time I see Ken pushing in on someone. It's so much different to see him jumping constantly, and man, Omega has him in the blender offstage. I love the gun pressure. That seals his fate, and we're up 3-1 on Omega. This is a pretty good adaptation. I think Vendetta has to slow down or at least start trying to find a way out of Omega's game plan right now.
Yeah, right now it seems like the back and forth isn't happening as much now. It is just kind of Omega gets his hit, and he's down to just reset to neutral, not really push it hard, not risk getting reversals. That's what caught him a lot in that game one, and now not heavy commitments, just taking the shrew and getting a really good string.
It's good strings, but it's also punishing defensive habits on the side of Vendetta. That's what's almost so amazing about this entire experience. And again, catching him with the kick, it does close. Again, I don't think that was bad DI. I think that was just you are on death's doorstep.
That was certainly way too high to live that.
Takes it back, and Vendetta just barely eking away from the F smash this time. Might have to change it up, jumping off ledge a good bit. Throw off stage, and this is perfect for Omega. You are forcing Vendetta to come in on you, and that back air cleans it up.
Yeah, very good ledge trapping on Omega's part. Not committing very hard to any options, not opting to go for things that would get him a kill, but just reset the situation over and over. Eventually they're going to go down, and you'll find the fair bear, something like that.
It feels almost like the way Vendetta was approaching with the landing nair and using the Tatsu to try and poke in onto Omega, it's finally started to get stonewalled, and Omega has every out for him when he is trying to make that push. I know there are very linear paths that Vendetta can go through, but like you said, Omega's playing so reserved, very conservatively. You're going to have to find a new way to break down Omega's defense.
And I mean, another thing we're seeing is, like you said earlier, call-outs on the defensive habits that are still safe. You know, like reading those double jumps at a disadvantage with up air. If he misses, doesn't matter. Just go back to neutral. And I mean, that's how he's at 100 already. Just good, safe advantage. And now those fade back guns, bears in place, just wall him out. And it doesn't seem Vendetta can really find his footing.
Yeah, one of the things that Omega is doing extremely well right now, you've hit on it, it's calling out defensive habits, whether it's how you're getting back to stage, how you want to approach in neutral. Omega is just staying out of a threat bubble that Ken has at any given point and just weaving in and out of Vendetta's offense. Yes, he's getting these chip shots, but now Omega basically did that without Arsene. Now he has Arsene. He's a stock up. This is a great position for them to be in. Not finding any of these connecting pieces. Vendetta, dangerous spot off stage.
Back in the corner again, but he rolls out. One of the first times he's rolled out, isn't it?
Yeah, it is actually one of the first times he's rolled out. I think there is almost that kind of misnomer. It's like you don't want to roll out, but if you haven't done it in so long, you've seen the jumping doesn't work and falls out of the shorty.
Hate to see it.
That is incredible from Omega. You can tell he does not want to get caught by another one of these again. Now we're starting to wonder, does okay, Vendetta start overcommitting. Do you have to worry about if he goes for one of those Aaron Shore use? He could just explode again. Now, you know, one thing I would like to see almost from Omega is now that we know he likes to go for these aerial approaches, whether it's with Nair or something else, if you mix in the empty hops and just go for a grab on Vendetta, he's basically conditioned to hold the shield against you. It opens up the set. Oh my god!
Okay. Not quite enough rage, but now this is definitely going to start killing. Shoryus from anywhere on stage is going to be the stock, and Vendetta in the lead. Omega on his last stock. A really big reversal from the way it was going earlier.
What do you think the biggest difference maker has been for Vendetta this game, at least?
It's been catching the jumps to me, it looks like. He's been doing a lot of full hop nairs just to cover Vendetta jumping, or to cover Omega jumping. And if Omega doesn't jump, he gets to land with another nair, double jump away. Lots of options to get out of that scenario if he's wrong. And the reward for hitting it is, like you saw, stocks, very early stocks and big damage. I mean, 80% already is a lot for Ken. With rage, this might be kill percent.
Oh, that is probably it, and he
kill
exploded.
Yeah, Vendetta going to take it 2-1 over Omega.
Yeah, and I think that was a phenomenal set played out from Vendetta. I like how he almost kind of played neutral in a very carefree way. He adapted during that game 3. We saw him calling out a lot of the aerials. That was the one way Omega found so much success opening up Vendetta, but ultimately it just boiled down to the fact that didn't punish as much defensive habits and didn't kind of keep that momentum going. So we eventually saw Omega fall short. Certainly not going to be the end of his run. He still has the loser's half of the bracket to go through and continue on, but I do think there is something you have to say with how Vendetta did steal themselves. Typically, they have fallen apart in the past, and they did a great job maintaining composure.
And I think the most impressive thing about Vendetta's adaptation there was that most of that didn't seem like it was between games, but a lot of it was in that last game where he started out at a stock deficit, and then mid-game started, okay, I'm going to start going with these full hop nairs, and then I'm going to start waiting on the ground to watch you jump and cover that landing instead. Mid-game, which is very impressive to realize as opposed to cross games where you're not playing actively, you're not actively trying to avoid your opponent.
Yeah, I think that kind of is the hallmark of some of these players that are making this top 16 half of the bracket is their velocity of how they adapt on the fly. It's not set to set. It's not even game to game. They're making those micro adjustments within a couple of interactions. They're like, all right, it's not working, and then immediately changing on the drop of a hat.
It's honestly so impressive to do that because to realize what you're doing wrong, or even rather what your opponent is doing right, is not easy even when you are just watching somebody play. It's not easy to tell. And in the middle of the game, to even make the change in the moment is hard because you already have a game plan that you're going in with. You already have something you want to be doing. And then to just break that without a second thought with no needing to beat it into you, just, okay, I'm not doing this anymore. I'm going to do this now. They are so impressive.
Yeah, they're phenomenal players. I mean, that's kind of where Omega's hallmark has been. It has been the ability to change their game plan not only on the fly, but to figure out what needs to be done for them to enable their win condition. Being character specialists like Vendetta and Omega, there are tons of ways for them to prove their mastery, and not only of macro concepts, but basically showing I know your character just as well as you do, and I'm going to exploit it and try to break down their opponent level by level. Do we know who's coming up next?
I have no idea, and I can't see the bracket either.
Let me see if I can pull this up.
We are a good way in the top 32 by now. Might be in top 16 now.
We are actually looking at... Okay. Oh,
okay.
We got DD coming up for top 8.
DD, of course, don't think he needs an introduction. Yeah. Steve, PT, Prodigy, yada, yada. You know the drill. Very fantastic.
I mean, one of the most elite players in this state, without a shadow of a doubt. They're unrivaled in terms of their skill. But it's not just, like you said, on one character. They're unrivaled on multiple.
Yeah, I forgot about Pac-Man. At some point, I think
Banjo?
Oh, yeah, Banjo. At some point, I remember he started picking up Game & Watch because there were talks of Steve getting banned. And he just decided, I'm just going to start winning 404s with my Game